As the nation gets ready to celebrate its 250th year of independence, Chevrolet is donating $250 for every vehicle sold in their Stars and Steel collection to nonprofits that serve our veterans and military families. Justin Dodge, a paratrooper in the U.S. Army, and his father, Bob Dodge, a GM defense technician, were in D.C. recently and spoke to Yang about their work.
Bob Dodge and his son Justin Dodge are joining us now. They have such a cool background story. Bob, you were an engine builder at NASCAR for 3 decades, and now you work on military vehicles for General Motors Defense. What inspired you to make this big change in your career?
Yeah, so I was a NASCAR engine builder for 30 years, and after 30 years, I just needed something different.
Good for you.
And Justin is a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne, and he's my hero.
Aww.
And last year, I went to Fort Bragg and watched him do a training jump. And it was an incredible experience watching all these paratroopers jump out of airplanes. And it's like something out of the Red Dawn movie.
Yeah.
You know, just a plane full of paratroopers jumping out. It's really cool. And when the paratroopers land, they land in this big drop zone, and they come off the drop zone to a common meeting area, and the Army is waiting with buses to take them back to base. Well, he was with some of the senior leadership of the battalion, and I met all the leaders, and they said great things about him. And they got in a General Motors infantry squad vehicle and drove it back to base. And I followed them, and it just clicked. I'm like, I'm gonna go build that.
Wow.
And 9 months later, I was working at GM Defense building the infantry squad vehicle.
This is amazing, your story. And Justin, you're an Army specialist for the 82nd Airborne 3rd Brigade Combat Team. You're a paratrooper, as your dad said. You can just hear the pride in his voice. You jump out of planes for work, and you're afraid of heights.
Absolutely.
I mean, so tell us about your work and how you train and work with the infantry squad vehicles that your dad works on.
So with us needing to be a light unit, we need to get places quickly. So we use the vehicles to maneuver around our drop zones, our training areas, and out in the field. We move around with them.
How did you overcome your fear of heights? This is wild.
I didn't. Truthfully, I didn't. I'm still terrified of heights, but I know that when it's time to go, it's time to go.
And that just comes with training.
Absolutely.
And some bravery, right, Bob? Right. And tell me how about your experience at NASCAR. You must have some stories and how you carried that to your work at GM.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I wanted to bring from NASCAR to GM was my attention to detail, and that I want our men and women in uniform to have the best stuff available. And I believe that my skill set helped that. Not only do I want them to have the best stuff available, but you know, something I build, he might have to use it in war or to get out of harm's way. And so I take that very serious.
And what's that like, Justin, for you to know that your dad is finding inspiration from the work you do, and that he has a hand on the vehicles that you and your team are going to be using in perhaps combat or in other training and missions that you have to do? So
anytime I'm near one or around one, I tell everybody, hey, my dad makes these. He's on the team that is actively building these for us.
Well, thank you for your service, and in your service too, in the fact that you put these vehicles to work.
Yeah, you know, I never served, so this is my way of giving back to the military.
Wonderful. Bob and Justin Dodge, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.